Cobain sekarang.
One of the teams will have.
And I believe you cannot wait to see who will be the winner and the champion of Mobile Legends Bang Bang on Iesf 14 World Esports Championship Bali 2022.
Exactly. Can I hear if you guys rooting for Philippine?
Yeah! And give it up to supporter of Indonesia!
Of course, may the best team
Yes.
win this battle right here, right now.
That's right.
Because Indonesia and also Philippines have their biggest rivalry ever.
Whoa.
Like, they always meet together, they always fight together, and they always show their best every time they have their matches.
Yeah! And without any further ado,
Okay,
let's pass this session to our casters.
Up there.
Guys,
We have Arashi Cash and also Mirko right there. Hi, Arashi and Mirko, are you guys ready?
are you ready? Give some nice casters!
All right, because they are ready,
Yeah.
we are ready.
Yeah,
All
of
those
course.
teams are ready.
Uh-huh.
Are you guys ready?
Woo!
All right, let's pass it on to our caster, Arashi and Mirko. Take it away.
Take it away!
The two titans of MLBB collide once again in the grand finals of ISF World Esports Championship 2022. Welcome to the caster desk. I am Mirko, joined here by Arashi on the left, and we'll be bringing you the games for this grand final match. And Arashi, how you feeling?
I am feel, man. I am very feel.
Man, coming into this matchup though, Arashi, it's two titans colliding. It's like we've seen these two teams, Indonesia and Philippines, many times before.
This is absolutely a heated rivalry, and both these teams have something at stake right here. But before we get into the fun stuff, we need to have a bit of a message here, Mirko.
Bit of a message to you guys, ladies and gentlemen. ISF 14th World Esports Championship Bali 2022 is supported by wonderful Indonesia, Kemenpora, NOC, and KONI. We would also like to give a massive thanks to all of our sponsors, with our main sponsor being JHL Group. We're also sponsored by JHL Auto, Nusa Pay, DES, and we also have Gudang Crypto, Taiwan Excellence, Pertamina, Hydro Coco, Plosa, Sofel, and Antis. the difference in experience, Arashi, from both of these players, Taz and Del Rosario.
Plan. Which lane will be prioritized by both these teams to ensure that in the mid aspect, right? But for the Philippines, like you mentioned, these are not new players.
to get an even bigger one.
And talking about the aggressive playstyle, the Philippines have banned out very good heroes here that that the Indonesians can use to snowball, but with 2 heroes available to be picked up, are they going to start showing for something a bit more elusive? Maybe a mage in the mid lane to just try and fake out the members from the Philippines.
Well, usually he was outlaned by a Leslie, which is, again, strange to see. This Leslie, that's usually so passive in the early game, having a tough time usually. On the hands of Soriano, it doesn't feel like he has a tough time. It feels like he's the lane bully.
You have to remember that there's a lot of roam potential in the Philippines. That Cambodia, I think, attempted it once. It did not work out for them, but Indonesia is not the same team.
Well, we'll see, right? Especially for Taz, he likes those assassins. for Del Rosario here at ISF 2022. And now for Indonesia.
Try and go for. The answer will be that Franco, man. They want to make sure that they can get all the lead. They prefer to be. For the Philippines, it's a bit of the opposite.
Well, Bali is Philippines with their draft multi-dimensional, playing around the dive and even the front to back.
Less faster compared to Del Rosario.
Looking at both of the matchups here, well, the matchup in the mid lane, technically, it will definitely favor Imam and Villaluna on the Farsa and Lolita when it comes to clear, and especially when it comes to roaming around. Psychots is going to be the target here. Petrify used by
that lead. Now that sets a tone for the EXP lane as Hejumi gets taken very, very low. He needs to respect the burst potential.
You can see the curveball already from Philippines. Usually, if you take a look at their matches from yesterday even, they always rotate around that. Early on. We'll see if this continues here, but both teams are opting to play it passively early on. They don't really want to look for anything too aggressive. But Del Rosario and the bot up, already able to actually steal away a creep in the jungle from Taz.
That is a big zoning tool, and it seems that the Philippines are opting to just let it go.
Mid-control was won by Indonesia right now, but that's going to be the retribution from Taz to secure the turtle. Top side, Ibir's bashing with a real-world manipulation, and that's going to be Dreams flickering forward, finding Villaluna, picking up a double kill for the roamer from Indonesia.
What a turn of events.
But he didn't even need it. He was able to steal it away. Now, 2 minutes in, Arashi. Again, we need to talk about that. Indonesia opted to play around the turtle, getting the turtle onto their hands. Philippines, they opted to rotate, maybe even trade in the
Indonesia. When going gets tough and the combos come in from Indonesia, the Filipinos have speed in their hands and they are using it again in the top side. But fortunately, brands will not be targeted just yet. The waves, as you can see, is what is important here. If the Filipinos
And you can see in the XP lane with just a slight lead early on, the Padap has just been able to rotate, has been more active across the map, providing so much pressure for his team.
That's why it's so interesting, man. Contrasting team compositions, yet coming out even due to the execution, due to the strategy being applied. His life in that engagement. Dreams is zoning Soriano away though, but the backup is coming down through. The Indonesians will be able to pick up the turret, but it does seem like the Philippines will not be able to find any compensation.
Both teams still trading back and forth. It's still such an even game in the 5th minute here, with both teams standing at literally equal gold. It's probably just 100 gold lead, but with Indonesia getting that turret in the gold lane, they will have a little bit more pressure to play with when it comes down to that wave manipulation.
They can push the waves further into the side of the Philippines. They can use the lack of vision in that top side as well. And as you can see, Dreams is already trying to find some opportunities in the top side of the jungle. But the Filipinos are rotating in that mid lane. They like doing this.
No. Villa Luna, though, going aggressively onto Dreams, going to be stunned up, suppressed by the Bloody Hunt as Villa Luna will fall here in the 5th minute. Indonesia using this Franco really well, looking for another pick towards Imam or the Padap. But it seems like it's just the battle for that mid-control.
And if this continues, the Filipinos will not have a member tanky enough to just serve as the scouting tool. Right here, the Philippines are still trying to clear the waves, look for the big pickoff. But if the Indonesians keep getting the upper hand like this, it's going to be very difficult for them to even get that vision necessary for
Philippines with a lot of class right here. You know, with Indonesia again, utilizing Hijuman to actually lane alone in the mid lane, just having Dreams. Rotating over to the turtle. 6 minutes in, Del Rosario with Philippines looking for it. Taz goes in for the heavy spin, but will be stunned up. Dreams now in the back, not going to be able to find anything, but it's going to be Psychos who finds the Petrify. It's another Petrify for the Padap. Now in a 1v5. Damage coming in to support that. Will not be enough. It's just a 1-4-2. Indonesia again with a bit of a lead, but the turtle did go to the hands of Philippines.
The Indonesians come out on top due to their superior crowd control, and this is what we're talking about. When the going gets tough, when everything is clumped up like that, the Indonesians have a bit of an advantage, at least until later on in the late game. For now, the Filipinos, they need to be very careful for that iron hook. Dreams has been very, very smart. From Dreams is able to get Indonesia that advantage in that fight.
There's so much pressure on the shoulders of Philippines. 1-0 down already. If Indonesia wins this, it's match point. They only need one more game after to secure the victory in this grand finals. So the pressure is on for Philippines as the Iron Hook will be canceled out there by Villa Luna. Now it's Indonesia who are looking to get that mid turret. That's a taunt coming in. Hijube going to be bursted down by the pot up in the back with the help of the feather airstrike. A 1-for-0 right now. But Indonesia, they choose to back away, not wanting to go for a 4v5. 5 seconds for the Lord, and Philippines will need to go for this right now with a man advantage.
The adjustment coming in from the Philippines is so good right now. They are a team that wants to go front to back, but given the right circumstances, they understand that they can flank around and actually catch the backlines from the Indonesia off guard, but that is what Cheese is able to do with the Iron Hook.
A beautiful feather airstrike there to save Villaluna, but now Psychos jumps in with the Black Dragon form, able to find a Petrify, taking the kill onto Villaluna. The pot up on the backs right now, jumping in. Brand still able to cut away. Taz dealing a whole lot right now with Del Rosario and Soriano. Del Rosario now trying to back off with Taz as well. The pot up still coming in, providing that escape for Del Rosario. And Philippines come out on top.
They're on the back foot, but they find the fight that they require and dab it up with that Benedetta. Just so good, zoning everyone away and somehow, some way, securing that turtle as well. We'll see that the real manipulation has been fought by Hijum. Rosario is able to occupy everyone else, and that dive advantage, that backline vulnerability is showing for the Indonesians.
It was super risky, Arashi. I feel like, again, they wanted to just chain their damage together. The pot up with the Phantom Slash and obviously the Retribution from Del Rosario. It caught Taz off guard, but again, that was a risky move because if Taz has read that, they would have been able to find that kill onto the threat.
He is able to literally burst down Brands to half HP in the beginning of every fight. And when you're that low against a Farsa, against a Leslie, it makes it very difficult for you to have any impact at all in these big team fights. And look at that. One bolt from the Feather Airstrike is able to chunk Hijumi down to half HP. That is what the Indonesians are dealing with right now. And in contrast, Hijumi has finished his glowing wall early on. It won't matter.
The tides have turned. Now it's Philippines with the lead. More pressure to play with around that mid lane as well with the tier 1 taken down. Indonesia are going to find it extremely hard to actually contest for this mid control. Even though they have a lot of clear with their heroes, with the Iesf and the Beatrix, obviously.
Is not up, so the Indonesians will be able to reset and wait for the next opportunity. But you can see the difference right here. The Filipinos are the ones setting up, waiting for an engage, waiting for a chance to just burst someone down from the side of the Indonesians. Unless the Indonesians can secure those defensive items, some physical and magical defense, it's going to be very difficult for them to even be in the picture for those neutral objective contests.
We're creeping in towards that late stage of the game. Let's talk a little bit about the draft, Arashi. Who has the edge when it comes to that late game for both Philippines and Indonesia?
In a weird way, it does seem very even, but of course, it depends on how the team fight goes. The Filipinos have true damage in their favor, and they have...
around these neutral objective takes, and just like that you can see Indonesia circling around the enhanced lord, looking for it, trying to commit onto it.
Without the pad up in the picture, the Indonesians can have an easier time. They might be using this lord to just bait out some fights. Hijumi has the Ice Queen's wand, so if the Filipinos miss position, the Indonesians can definitely capitalize unless Hijumi almost gets taken out, and now the Indonesians pop the Black Dragon form.
Del Rosario on the flanks right now, jumping in, looking for the steal. Hijumi finds it, secures it for Indonesia, as Villaluna's Luminam Blast is going to be cancelled out. Del Rosario falling, Indonesia turning the game again towards their favor. 13 minutes in with the Enhanced Lord, and an amazing snipe from Brand to connect onto Imam. Dreams looking for the hook once again, Villaluna not having the shield.
Against a Beatrix and a a bit funny because both have burst damage, and DPS-wise though, I think the Indonesians have it. So if they play the prolonged long-range game, I think Hijumi might just be able to do a lot more damage than Imam. But of course, it depends on what the whole team wants to do. With the Lord approaching now, with the towers falling down consistently for the Indonesians, they're waiting for an opportunity. And this is where the Filipinos have a chance to go for that massive engage to try and turn things around.
Top lane, that's the Enhanced Lord marching down with the mid lane as well coming in. Indonesia looking for that three-way push. Dreams looking for the flanks right there, looking for a pickoff. A good feather airstrike to zone Hijime away, as it's a beautiful micro-management from Team Philippines as they are able to defend, losing only one base turret right now.
Ooh. Dreams
almost finding that hook, but will not be able to. Only one base turret falls in that skirmish, in that siege.
You can see the discipline and the care that the Indonesians are using right now. They would usually go for an engage and perhaps go for a big fight, but they know against the Philippines, that could be the exact play that allows them to come back. If you take a look at the levels right now, Brands and Taz already at level 15, they definitely have a bit of an edge compared to the Filipinos, but soon, at about the 15 to 16 minute mark, it will no longer matter. The gold advantage will be moot because both teams will have a full inventory slot.
Now it comes down to the vision game. When we're at this point with just the base turrets left standing, Philippines needs to be extremely disciplined when it comes down to opening the jungle up. You can see they're grouping up towards that purple buff for Del Rosario. Brand's able to siege down that base turret in the bottom lane with the Renner. Now the mid lane base turret is all that is left. Some vision there provided by Philippines over to the bottom side jungle. But Indonesia will choose to play it disciplined, not wanting to go for anything too crazy, as we are going to take a look at the item check here in 15 minutes.
Well, Imam definitely has an abundance of damage right here. The Holy Crystal and the Divine Glaive penetrating the magical defense and also gaining a lot more magic power in the process. Along with that though, if you itemize for that magical damage, Soriano has a full inventory slot as well with the BOD. So if Brands gets chunked low enough, one hit is all it takes. And if he's out of range, the snipes are still an option as well. The Lord dance here from both these teams will decide how this game turns around.
We'll see again. Indonesia still holding on to that lead. Again, with the waves being manipulated as it is, slow pushing in the top lane and that bottom lane. Philippines will have to send a few members, or maybe just one member, to just stay in the base defending. Again, Indonesia will have a little bit of a man advantage here, forcing the errors for the Enhanced Lord in the 16-minute. That's a hook again. Dreams reading it out well, but it's going to be the stun coming in from the Lord. Immortality popped in. Brands dodging away from Feather Airstrike. Del Rosario looking for the flanks right now. Is activating the heavy spin. And that's the Lord secured by Indonesia. Luna blast by with a Luna. Cancelled out by Taz. Soriano massive in the back line. Still able to find Psychots. Both teams, again, just trading. Dreams with a concealed play. Looking for a hook. Del Rosario and the rest of the Philippines will be able to play around those mini waves to stop the hook from connecting. It's a 1-for-1. Lord for Psychots.
Lord for Psychots, and that is calculative gameplay coming in from the Indonesians. Knowing that the Padap is on the other side of the map, they go for that Lord play, and they were able to catch the Filipinos off guard. And now, look at a hook!
Hijime with the help of Brands snipes them down! The bottom onto the back line, dealing a whole lot of damage. The Mirror's Bastion from Brands, spraying them down with the help of the real world manipulation. Hijime takes them down. It's a 3-4-0 for Indonesia. Del Rosario, the appraiser's wrath, 1v3, taunting Dreams up, but Brands will be able to melt him down. Soriano tagged down. It's a triple kill for Brands, and it's match point for Indonesia.
What a fight by the Indonesians, knowing that they have an advantage, landing the hook at the right moment. Dreams on the Franco enables his team yet again, and the Filipinos are on the back foot right now. They need to adjust.
What a start to the series, but it might be the beginning of the end for Philippines. It's match point, Arashi. We mentioned this. Losing here, it's a lot to take in. It's 2-1, 2-0 actually currently, because again of the +1 that Indonesia has for going through towards the grand finals from the upper brackets.
It's a lot of mental pressure for the members from the Philippines, but of course, despite how experienced they are, it's still gonna be a huge load. But speaking of that, if you guys want to have an easier time when you're playing your own ranked games, what device, Mirko, could you recommend?
Well, I wonder what it is, the device you see right in front of both me and Arashi. It's a Samsung Galaxy A series. You guys can go ahead and check it out. If you guys are having problems with your smartphone currently, it's time to go for an upgrade. Let me tell you right now, because we have 3 incredible additions to the Samsung Galaxy A series 5G. There's the A33 5G, the cheaper option, but still with wonderful